Pizza is foreign food. It is actually of Italian origin, but Nigeria, like the rest of the world, has come to love it thanks to restaurant companies like Domino's. They are not the first pizza brand in Nigeria, but they are the largest, and even without a big brand campaign, theirs is still the first name that comes to mind at the mention of pizza. Oh, they probably don't need a big TV ad. Their staff is up to the task.
This pizza sweet.
Yes. When I say yes, I don't mean no.
Isn't that a great jingle? Can you get a better brand ambassador than your staff? Ha! Bet we all agree that Domino's is doing something right. But what exactly are they doing? Why are these guys so happy to work there? Find out these answers and more from Domino's Pizza exclusively on Live with Linda.
Weeks ago, was it even up to 2 weeks, right? They were in the news because a delivery person from Domino's joined the Don't Leave Me challenge online, and it went viral. People loved it because it was really good. It was really good, and that was not the first time. Some time back, I think there was a guy who was a rapper, and he was rapping in one of the restaurants. I think that was Cold Stone. He also got a lot of popularity from that, and the brand also was celebrated as a result of that rap. So there's just something about Uchmado. You're asking why they weren't wearing face masks on the ad, because the ad is old. It's not a new ad, please. Okay, it's just something. It's a montage that I put together to introduce the interview. Okay, it's just a promo video for the interview. It wasn't done recently. It's been done before. All right, so great. So I was saying that the guy from Cold Stone, he did a rap song when he was working, and it went viral. Everybody was talking about it and talking about the brand. And then there's something you should know about Cold Stone and Domino's Pizza. They are sister companies. They are owned by the same brand, Eat and Go. So that's it. You should understand that something really nice is going on behind the scene. We need to know what exactly they are doing to be able to recruit such great staff who are able to, proudly display that they are working for them and do all sorts of advertising for the brand. So today I'm going to find out the secret to that, okay? Yes, and Tony, you're saying that you keep observing that their staff are young, very cautious and friendly. Exactly, their HR policies. Okay, do me a favor, Anthony. I think you need to put that question in the question tab below. So don't comment it on the screen, just put it in the question tab below, and then I'll answer it, because I think it's part of the things I want to ask him already. But put it there so I don't forget, okay? So thank you guys. Hopefully they're going to join in, and we're going to learn all the secrets about the brand, how they're able to stand out. Today, Domino's is like number one in the market, even Cold Stone, and they're from the same company. So today we're going to be talking to the COO, Ashwine Danuka, and he's going to be giving us the gist on, okay, what their HR policies are, what their business strategies are, what they've been doing behind closed doors that we didn't even know, because for some reason they are the household name when it comes to pizza in the market, and I have not seen one TVC from Domino's. One I haven't seen. So they must be doing something great. So hopefully Domino's, I need you guys to come. What's going on? Jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh, hi. Okay, so I can hear you. So we can start the call. Apologies. Okay, no problem. I'm waiting for you guys, Mr. Ashwine, so please do sort it out quickly so that we can, a lot of people are waiting to hear from you. So I would wait. Hopefully we'll sort this out within 2 or 3 minutes max. Okay, please. Okay, great. So like I was saying, everybody loves a great brand. Everybody loves a beautiful brand. Everybody loves to work in a company that has a very nice working culture, right? That are accommodating to their staff, that love the staff, that take care of them. Because I have to say, the only reason why your staff will be happy and dancing, the only reason is because they love you. So today we want to know what Domino's have been doing to make their staff fall in love with the brand and become an ambassador for that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be speaking with Mr. Ashwin Dhanuka, who has been in the business for over 20 years, who has worked across multiple markets, which is why he has a lot of understanding when it comes to dealing with people of diverse background or diverse cultures. He's able to work with them, and I think he has some secrets which he has put in place, because he was formerly the director of operations at Domino's Indonesia, and from the reports I got, he did absolutely wondrous. So he's now replicating that in Nigeria as well. So we're going to learn a lot of secrets from him today, and hopefully they can sort out the issue. I mean, Domino's, they can sort out the issue they have with their internet and enjoying me, please. Okay. Like I said, today we're going to give out pizzas. 10 pizzas we'll be giving out today. And if you're crazy about pizza, that like I am, I'm trying to still figure out what to I am, then get ready, because you're going to win a pizza today. All right. So how do I decide who wins? Well, let's say the most engaging, right? The most engaging people in the live session gets a pizza today. Okay. So thank you so much for joining in. We're going to start in a moment. Hopefully I can get Mr. Dhanuka to come in. Even if you're not in Lagos, it's fine. You can still win a pizza. If there's a Domino's pizza store wherever you are, then you would be able to win a pizza. Hi.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
I am fine. Good afternoon. Finally, what's going on over there? Network?
I do not know. I cannot tell you what's happening with Ashwin's internet. I can tell you that I was watching and I thought this can't go on any longer.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so grateful, because I'm supposed to come on with Mr. Ashwin Dhanuka, and I know that you are the CEO.
I do apologize that he couldn't get on.
Okay. So, what do we do? Do we wait for him, or do we go ahead with the interview?
Let's go ahead. Ashwin, he'll have to jump on a call with you at another stage. You have people who are waiting, and you couldn't fill it any longer.
Yes, I couldn't. Thank you for saving me. Thank you very much. Okay, so
No
Mr.
problem.
Micheal, right? Mr. Patrick
Correct.
Micheal? Yes. How long have you been in Nigeria?
This is my second year, so I'm just over 2 years in Nigeria now, and enjoying it very much.
Oh, I'm so happy. You like it over here, right?
I do. I'm here right now. So I've been here all the way through the pandemic, and been working with the team to keep the business going.
Okay, great. I'm so happy to. And there's one thing I've noticed about Domino's in Nigeria. You are very confident with your brand. Very, very confident. Even on your website, you stated that you are the largest and best pizza brand in the country and in the world. So I'd like to know, how did you figure that out?
Well, to figure it out in Nigeria is not too hard. We are the largest brand in Nigeria. We have the most amount of stores. And we sell the most pizza in Nigeria. Globally, same thing. We have the most amount of stores. We sell the most pizzas. We've got the highest sales globally. Domino's is a public company, and we monitor the other major players and their sales versus our sales. So, I'm lucky. I've been with Domino's for 30 years now, and I've seen it grow and watched it go from a reasonable sized company to a very big company.
Oh, great, great. I know, it's very, very easy to say, to know who the largest in the industry is, like you've said. So, but the taste part, why do you think that you have the best taste in the market? Hi, Mr. Michael, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
great. Yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
So taste is very subjective, and
Yeah.
I believe that we've got really great tasting pizza. The great
Okay.
thing about pizza is you can design it to be what you want it to be. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody has their own flavor. The most important thing from my perspective and Ashwin and the rest of our team here in Nigeria is that we have the right quality of dough and the right sauce and the right cheese and the right toppings, and then
Okay.
we try to combine those into the best flavors. But it really every customer has their own favorite, and they can build their own favorite. So that's the exciting part of pizza.
Yeah, great. But pizza is foreign food. How was it when you first introduced it to the market, and how have you been able to get Nigerians to love it? Because I see a lot of people commending you, even in the comment section now. They're saying they love pizza. So how are you able to achieve that?
Yeah, so when we launched in Nigeria in 2012, there was a base knowledge of pizza and the Domino's business through different movies and so forth. Domino's, when it launched, had
Yeah.
about 10,000 stores globally. So a lot of people did know
Okay.
it in Nigeria. So there was a good base knowledge. But on top of that, then we had to educate the majority of the population who didn't know anything about pizza. And a lot of that was done through sampling. We gave away, and we still
Oh,
continue to give away a lot of pizza, so people
okay.
can try it, and people like it. It's a good sharing food. It's tasty. The other thing though we did was that about 30% of our product is traditional Nigerian flavors. We have meat pie pizza, we
Okay.
have chicken suya pizza, we've got the beef suya pizza, chicken pie. We've got a lot of Nigerian flavors on our menu so that people will try those the first time, and then they might come back and try an international flavor the second time.
Yeah. So you said 30%, right, of your recipe is Nigerian.
Yeah,
So
correct.
you
Yeah.
you you're trying to keep it majorly. You're trying to keep the original recipe of pizza, and then you're just mixing it up a bit with a Nigerian flavor so that people can accept it over here. I see that.
So
All right,
the
great.
business works off two levels. A lot of people like the international side of the menu, and they
Yeah,
want to buy from an
yeah,
international brand. But then you have a lot of
yeah,
people who want to have the service of Domino's and the pricing of Domino's, but they want to buy local taste. So you have to work off
yeah.
both platforms.
Yeah, okay, great. So that means the strategy has been done right. Okay, but there's something I actually really wonder about your brand. I was telling the audience that I haven't seen a major TVC from Domino's yet. I haven't seen a 360 campaign yet. I know you play on radio once in a while. I know you do a lot of activations, not so much, but somehow you've managed to achieve the status of a brand who might have done a 360 campaign. So, what's your secret? How were you able to make Domino's a brand name, a popular brand name in Nigeria without a beyond marketing campaign?
Yeah. So we did try television. When I first joined the business here in Nigeria, we ran TV for a
Okay.
month, and it didn't turn the dial at all on sales. And the reason for that, I think, is that there's just so many television stations and there's so much news 24
Oh,
hours.
yeah.
I think we just got lost on television, and so what we did was we concentrated on where our customers are, and our customers are predominantly on the digital platforms, on
Wow.
Facebook, on Instagram, and then we also just focused on making sure we've got the best sites, and so wherever you go, you'll probably run into one of our stores, and you'll see it and you'll know it, and then you'll see us on all the different digital platforms. You'll get text messages from us. You'll get emails from us. We're very aggressive in space. We really are a digital brand.
Oh, great, great, great. That's nice to know. Um, I also want to know, you said something really, really interesting, which is that the strategy of your business. you make sure that you are where your customers are. That's number one. And then number two, you try to make sure you sample. I'm happy to hear, because I never knew you even tried TVC. So I'm happy to hear that you sample TVC and you know the reason why you know the reason why it didn't work. Okay, so but I'm sure that's not the only thing you did to make Domino's the number one brand. Because for example, right, Domino's is not the first pizza brand in Nigeria. I'm sure you know that. And if you follow trends in the market here, the brand with the first mover advantage usually have a larger chunk of the market. Others will just have to, come in and they start scraping from whatever they can. But most of the time, if you look very well, you see that the brands that have the first mover advantage are the biggest in their industry. But somehow, Domino's is the largest pizza brand in Nigeria, even though they came into the market, they were the second to come into the market. So what other things did you put in place to ensure that you are number one in Nigeria?
Yeah, so I think you really have to walk the talk, right? So when you come in and you put a store on the ground, you've got to have great staff and you've got to have great product. And if you're able to serve customers with a smile and be polite and do the transaction properly, and you back it up with a good product and you've got the right image, then customers vote with their feet and they keep coming back. And so the one thing that we did do from the beginning, and we still do today, is we've really focused very heavily on our training, both in product quality and on customer service and on image. The three critical things in the food service industry are product, service, and image. And if you get those right, generally customers vote with their feet. And if you're lucky enough to have enough customers coming in each time you open a store, then you start to develop the revenues which allow you to expand. And so that's how we did expand. We executed properly, and then customers kept coming back to us.
Great. You said something like 3 times now. Customers vote with their feet. I'm not going to forget that. So the footfall.
So I always say to my team that success is rented. You don't own success, and you've got to pay the rent every day. And part of paying that rent every day is execution. You got to make sure you handle customers and product and service and your image properly, and then your customers feel safe to come to you.
Oh, great. I can see a lot of questions. Guys, please put your questions in the questions tab below. If you have any questions, just put it there, and I'm sure Mr. Micheal will be more than happy to answer all your questions. Remember, we're giving out free pizzas today too, so I'm going to ask questions later to figure out who is going to test, to taste the new Domino's pizza recipe. So let's move on now. I must commend Mr. Micheal, the quality of staff you have, because I know that I've been to Domino's Pizza 1,000 times, and I have never been offended by any of the staff. They've been very, very good and very cautious, and they love their job. Sometimes they just burst into singing while I'm right there in the store, and yes, they do, and it's pretty amazing to see. But what I want to know is, why are these guys so happy to work for you? How did you get them? How do you recruit them? What's your HR policy? And how do you keep them, happy and joyous and being a good brand ambassador of Domino's?
Yeah. So thank you for what you said about our staff and noticing that the way that they are in our stores, their personalities and their work ethics. We're very proud of the team that we have in all of our brands, in all of our stores. I think if I had to say our HR practices, that we hire people who want to be working with us and then have an outgoing personality, who want to serve customers properly and want to do things correctly. We have a really strong training academy. We're very blessed in the early days having a really strong training manager. Unfortunately, she passed last year, and luckily she trained a lady to follow her. Faya, who's our training manager, is amazing, and she really gets the culture, what is the DNA of Eat and Go across to all of the team that we hire. And we spend 2 to 3 weeks training a new team member before they actually go to the store level. So we don't train on customers. We actually do a lot of training and teaching about our brand and so forth. In our training academies. We have 2 training academies in Lagos, and one up in Abuja and one in Port Harcourt. So we put a lot of time and money into training before we actually allow the staff to talk to customers, and then we do a lot of follow-up on that. One of the things we're doing right now is that we're bringing online with an e-learning platform, so all of the stores will be able to do training of the team actually in the stores, on the computers and so forth. So really excited to bring that out this year.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. That's really good. There are two boys.
I have to be careful. I have to be careful when I go into the stores because sometimes we get the singing between Dominoes and Cold Stone and Pinkberry. There's so much singing in there, it gets so loud that sometimes I have to leave the store because I feel that the customers might be inconvenienced by it. But there's a lot of passion in our business, and it's exciting.
Yeah. I think it's nice. Like I've actually experienced it more than once. A couple of times actually, and I think it's actually beautiful. It just shows that, okay, there's a culture here. People love what they do and they are happy, and it just makes you comfortable being in that space. So I think it's really, really, really great. So there are two boys who have done amazingly well for you guys. I think the first one was a couple of days back. He joins the Don't Leave Me challenge. I don't know if that was arranged or spontaneous, but all I can say is that it was very good. You know, he got a lot of publicity out of challenge. And then there was another guy, and I think that was that guy is a staff of Coach Stone actually, right? He did a rap song in the restaurant, and it got a lot of applause, and people loved it and all of that. So I'd like to know. I'm sure you know these guys, you do, right? So did you do anything special for them for putting you out on the map like that?
So the first one, Solomon Easy from Cold Stone. So the way that happened was I was out touring stores in Abuja. It was a morning store tour. And so I arrived in there and he broke out in this great rap. And I went, oh my, that's just amazing. I can't believe it. So I asked him to do it again and I videoed it. And I put it on my LinkedIn page and it went nuts. And so then we put it up on Cold Stone page and did everything with it. Yeah. And I think he got something like 600,000 views, maybe more across the time that we had it up. And so what we did to thank Solomon for that, we actually brought him down to Lagos and we got him in with a producer. And he produced 3 songs, and so we paid for all of that, and you know, made an introduction for him into the industry. So I said to him, I said, look, we don't want anything from this. You've done a great job being a brand ambassador just by accident with your rapping. Yeah. So as a reward for that, here you go. Here's an introduction, and if you make a great career for it, then fantastic, good for you. But we'll make the introduction for you. So we did that for Solomon, and the latest one, it's very fresh. So I'm still getting my head around that and what we're going to do with that. So I'll talk with the marketing team and the operations team and understand more about it. I've watched it; it's quite funny, and so we'll see how far that can go. But if from my view, if it's fun and there's something in it, then we keep pushing it along and see where it ends up, and those who are in it ultimately get to enjoy it, and there's some benefit for them as being part of the team as well.
Oh, that's great. It's nice to hear. So you were actually the first person to record that rap song, right? The one at Coastal. Yeah, you were the first to record
that video. I took that video. And
then
when we did I flew back up there. When we saw how many views he got, I flew back up to Abuja and I met him in the store and I shared with him personally that we were going to bring him to Lagos for his contract to meet the recorders and producers.
Oh, that's no wonder. That's why people are happy to work with you, right? It's great.
We have fun. Cool. Like I remember when I first started in the business, they said, Pat, it's about fun, and it still is.
Great. Right, good. So far so good. From where we are standing, Domino's seems to be having a ball. They seem to be, going places, rising up and conquering the market. But I'm pretty sure that there are some challenges that you've gone through trying to raise this amazing brand. So can you tell us some of those challenges and what you did, to overcome them?
So certainly, look, there's challenges every day in business. I think if you're going to be in business in Nigeria, you have to be good at it, and you've got to be able to think outside the square because you're going to get challenges. I say to my team all the time that being in business in Nigeria means you have to hustle, and you've got to be good at hustling to get customers to come and visit you, and then to stay with you. And there's always challenges. Sometimes we run out of power. Sometimes the diesel doesn't get delivered. We have to import some products, so sometimes imports are late. There's problems every day. It's about what you do about those problems that really count. Yeah. And so, the one thing that we do is that we have an attitude that we can fix it. We don't get everything right on deliveries. We get deliveries wrong sometimes. We make the wrong ice cream or do the wrong frozen yogurt. It's how you deal with those mistakes. It's how, what you do when you're talking to customers and ensuring that they're happy. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. But then after you make them, what do you do about them? And our rule is we never want to lose a customer. Always keep every customer. So we do what it takes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a nice culture. No wonder what did you say the last time you said customers vote with their feet? No wonder your customers are voting with their feet. Okay, so there was one time that you had an unpleasant press, and that was when you launched the Domino's Smally Pizza. How did you handle it?
So I missed the first part of the question. When we had a complete...
when you launched the Smally Pizza, the 500 naira pizza?
Yeah.
Yes, when you launched it. Yeah, so people complained about the quality. Some people complained about the quality. So I wanted to know how you were able to handle that and what you did afterwards.
What we didn't actually have people complaining about the quality. We had people say, but for 500 naira, it can't be any good. And so what we did is we sampled. Yeah. So we actually, when people tried it, they were actually amazed at how good it was. It was probably too good for the price. But so what we did is we gave away 2,000 Smallies at the Lekki toll gates. We gave them away on the mainland. We gave away so many Smally pizzas, and people loved them. We still we sell a lot of Smally pizzas because obviously it's what some people can afford. It's a big part of our market here in Nigeria, and it'll continue to grow with us everywhere we go. We've just launched a service now where we take our delivery bikes outside of our stores into the delivery area, and we sell the Smallies off the back of the bike.
Oh, really?
So you can be walking down the street and you can buy a Smally pizza straight off the back of the bike.
Oh, that's interesting. I never knew that. That's great.
Well, you got to hustle to get the business.
Yeah, so I like that. So why did you do the Smally pizza? Just because you wanted to reach a larger part of the market, right? Because I know some people were, like you said, people had doubts, like, why would a pizza be 500 naira? It was crazy, Yeah. So how is that working? Is it doing well?
Yeah, the Smally pizza is doing amazingly well. We launched it because we wanted to have more customers. We didn't want to be an elitist brand. We wanted to make sure that we could serve all segments of the population. So the Smally pizza was really the opportunity to really take it out to, we called it pizza for the people, and it got out there, and now it's going wild.
Great. Sorry, I need to plug this in because my phone is...
That's all right.
All right, great. So now, tell us a bit about your parent company, Eat and Go.
Sure.
Yeah, you've had a lot of successful business in Nigeria. I know of Cold Stone, and then there's Pinkberry, all doing very, very, very well, especially in their respective areas. So I want to know, how do you choose brands to introduce into the country? What's your strategy? I'd like to know that.
So the founders of the company, when they chose Dominoes and Cold Stone, they interviewed a lot of different franchisors from around the world for businesses that they were considering to introduce into Nigeria. Eventually, they chose Dominoes and Cold Stone for two reasons. One is because the ice cream market's a very big market in Nigeria. And secondly, the pizza business, whilst nobody really knew of it in Nigeria, it was a well-accepted international business that the founders felt that the Nigerian population would enjoy. The second part of why we chose those two brands was because those two franchisors who owned the brand names out of the US were the best companies for us to work with. They were the most progressive, the forward thinkers, the ones who could understand that being in business in Nigeria is not the same as being in business in America or England or Australia. We needed franchisors that were going to work with us and understand the complexities that we would go through to put our stores on the ground. And so that's why we chose them, and we're really pleased that we did. We've got really good international partners who are working with us and helping us grow the business.
That's interesting. So I hear there's a new pizza recipe coming out. Are you at liberty to talk about that now?
We've got lots of new pizza recipes, but we don't share them. So I've been in lockdown now for a few months, and I've been tasting lots of pizza. And I think I might have put a few kilos on during my tasting sessions. So we've got definitely a new pizza coming out in the next week. But I'll let the marketing team tease around that. But I will say it is featuring a very, very Nigerian spice flavor. So I think that a lot of Nigerian people or a lot of Nigerian population are going to get really around this one because it's got some heat.
Oh, great. I'm already curious because I know you already have the suya. I would have said, oh, suya, but you already have suya. So I'm just thinking, what could it be? Great, interesting. Let me see if there are questions from the audience. I think a lot of questions, so you can answer them. Joe Verick is asking, how did you convince NYSC Lagos to permit you in the camp? Is that a question you can answer?
You know what? I wasn't involved in that, so I can't answer that question. We'd have to put that to the marketing team, and we have an events team, so we do a lot of work in the local communities, and our events team try and get us into most things. But a lot of the times we have people calling us and asking us to come and be involved in certain things. Like, during this pandemic, we had the Yaba hospital where they're doing all the COVID tests, and we have patients in there. They contacted us and asked us to make some deliveries, which we've been doing every day. The same in Ibadan, the center up there. So a lot of people make contact with us, and we're happy to be involved. We are a community-based company. We're a Nigerian company, so we want to be involved.
Oh, great. Interesting. So let me see if there's another question. So Cynthia, she's asking if the Smolly pizza is profitable. If it was profitable at the beginning.
Yes,
because
it is.
To be true. Okay, great. So please explain.
So Cynthia, it is profitable, but to be honest with you, it became too popular, and so it started putting a dent into our business. So we actually did shift the price point because it started shifting around our menu. So I did have to look at it and say, right, we need to make some changes here because people were stopping buying medium pizzas and buying smallies. So we had to change our pricing structure a bit to. It's got to work for us, and it's got to work for the community at the same time. So we've got to make sure that we can stay in business, so we can still keep serving the pizzas. So you will see that we did change it from 500 to 600 because we needed to make some changes in our menu plan so that we could make sure our profitability was right, so we could open more stores.
Great. So another question, let me see. Okay, Cynthia asked a lot of questions. Apart from operation problems, have you ever had a marketing challenge or mistake, and what did you guys do to solve them? I think you already answered part of that question. Do you plan your guerrilla marketing strategies, and what informs the strategy you use?
So we do plan all of the marketing strategies that we use. We've got a really great marketing team headed up by Ilias, who's our marketing director across the 3 brands. We're planned out all the way to the end of December at the present time. But that doesn't mean that we don't see something and go, wow, we really need to be involved in that, and then make a quick decision and get involved very quickly. Guerrilla marketing is kind of marketing. It's sort of things that you see and say, we need to be part of that. We need to be involved in that, and you make things happen. That's part of our attitude, is can-do attitude. So you can't be so rigid in planning that you can't take advantage of short-term opportunity.
Yeah, I must really commend that, because that's one of the problems I feel like most businesses have in Nigeria. They're really, really rigid when it comes to their decisions. They're not spontaneous. And you also said something, you have the can-do spirit, like you can solve anything. And that's really, really important. And I hope that if anybody is listening right now and is a business in Nigeria, they are learning because there are always going to be problems in Nigeria. If it's not
Problems
power,
everywhere.
is that they're always everywhere. But you just have to have that can-do spirit, because I'm surprised that even with all the problems or challenges that you might have had, you're still doing well, and your staff, they are still happy to be working for you. Some places you go and they're all squeezing their face and angry, but yours is not like that. So, which is why we said we need to talk to you to know what exactly you're doing to make sure that you stay above these challenges. So thank you very much for answering that question. There's one more question, and a very interesting one. Somebody was asking,
Sure.
What's your favorite pizza?
I'm going to answer that in a minute, but there's one thing that I didn't share with you about our team. I think
Okay,
it's really,
great.
the golden rule that we work by in Eat and Go is treat people the way you want to be treated. And so I will not tolerate anybody talking down to our team, and it's very fundamentally important to myself and to my management team.
Very important.
So
yeah.
that's really important. And so if you're ever going to get great performance out of your team, you must treat people the way you want to be treated. So I'll end off on the team with that, because that's really important to myself and to my management team. Now, my favorite pizza. So I'm really boring with pizza. So it's pepperoni, mushroom, and olive on a thin crust.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Micheal, I didn't get to ask where you're from. Where are you from? I know somebody asked.
Australia.
Australia. Okay, great.
Yes.
All right. So before coming to Nigeria, where were you based?
So I was in Indonesia for the 2 years prior to coming here. I was the CEO of Domino's Pizza in Indonesia. And then prior to that, I worked in Australia. I've been with Domino's for 30 years, so I've worked all over the world with Domino's.
Yeah, you said so. It's great. Like, that's like a lifetime. Okay,
yeah.
so AZOB is...
Making me feel old.
No, you're not. I was even surprised when you said 30 years. I was like, oh my goodness. Did you start working at the age of 10? Okay, so Mary is asking, what was the last big achievement that was celebrated at Domino's?
So at Eat and Go, we celebrated this time last year. We celebrated our 100th store. So that was a really big celebration.
Oh, great!
So right now we've got 108 stores. Obviously, the pandemic and so forth has slowed us down across all of Nigeria. So we've we've opened two Cold Stones in the last. Yeah. So we've opened 2 Cold Stones in the last 2 weeks, and then in the 26th of July, I think it is, we're going to open a store in Badore here in Lagos, and so that will be our 110 store. So that will then have 50 Dominoes and 50 Cold Stones. So we're going to have a big celebration for those openings then.
Oh, great! Can you tell us a bit about Pinkberry? How is it doing? Yogurt in Nigeria. Can you tell us a bit about that before we round up?
So, yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for asking. So Pinkberry is our newest brand. We've had it now for just on 18 months. It's going. It's still very new. A lot of Nigerians don't know frozen yogurt so well, so it's going pretty well. But we still think we've got a lot to learn. So we've got a few things that we were planning to have started in February, March, but with everything that's gone on, we've put it on hold at the moment, and we're just sort of waiting for everything to settle down a bit and some sort of normality to come back before we push forward. But we've got some really exciting ideas for Pinkberry to increase the size of the menu and to increase the offering to the customers, make a better proposition, I think, for customers to come in and enjoy Pinkberry. But those who've tried Pinkberry love it. Like I've had emails from people saying I can't get enough. And we've got some fantastic flavors that we'll launch. I will give you one there. We've got a fantastic peanut butter flavor coming soon.
Really? I like peanut butter.
I've tried that and absolutely love it. Yeah, absolutely love it. So I think that's going to be really popular.
Oh, great. It's been amazing talking to you, Mr. Pat Micheal. Even though you weren't supposed to be the original interviewee, you just did so wonderfully well. I am so happy.
I apologize that Ashwin couldn't get on. I know he's frustrated because he's in Australia and he was trying to get online. And but I couldn't let you continue on trying to fill anymore, so I thought I'd jump on quickly. And so I apologize to everybody who was expecting Ashwin. We'll have to get him back on another one.
Oh, great. Okay, so one last question, and I know a lot of people have been complaining about this too, but it's part of your policies. Somebody is asking, why is it that you don't deliver to some areas in Lagos? Why is that?
Yeah, so we don't, because we have a limited time radius around the shop. So we have a 9-minute delivery boundary for the stores, and we do that for two reasons. Number one is we want our drivers not to speed and want them to be safe to get the delivery out. So we try and restrict the amount of distance and time from the store. And number two is because we want the product to be fresh. So the further you take the boundary from the shop, the more likely you're going to have a cold pizza or a melted ice cream or a melted frozen yogurt. So we're really focused on ensuring that we get the product there fresh and on time. In Dominoes, we have a 25-minute delivery, you get a free pizza. So we keep the boundaries tight to make sure that we can meet the customer's expectations and that we don't overpromise and underdeliver. So it's really important to us to stay on those. I know it's frustrating for some customers, but we're trying to build as many stores as we can so that we for your area, and Badore is one of those in Lagos, so we'll have a few happy people there, I hope.
Oh, cool. Right. So how many outlets are you hoping, stores are you hoping to have in Lagos?
Yeah, so in Lagos, we've just one of our central kitchens just outside of Lagos, so it can hold up to 150 stores worth of production. So we think there's a lot of stores that we can bring into Lagos. Obviously, there's a very big population, and the more the middle and the more that we can sell of the smaller pizza, we'll have a lot more stores, and we'll also expand across the countryside. There's a lot of big cities that we're not in yet, so we'll continue to expand across Nigeria.
So how is pizza doing outside of Lagos? We know it's doing wonderfully here, but in Abuja. Are you in Port Harcourt yet?
Yes, we are. We have 2 stores in Port Harcourt, and we've got 3 stores underway at the present time. Yeah. So we're Port Harcourt. We are in Abuja. We have some very, very strong stores in Abuja. We've got 8 stores up there. We're not in Kano yet. We're working on Kano at the present time, and then we're working on other cities like Benin, Warri. We're opening in Uyo. We're under construction right now in Uyo. So we're very active in growing in Nigeria. We have a lot of belief in Nigeria.
It's interesting. So thank you so much, and I hope that the culture you have with your staff over here in Nigeria will extend to outside in Lagos, will extend to outside of the state as well. I love to see it, because a lot of people complain, oh, there are no good people to work with. There's that. But somehow, Domino's have a lot of nice people working for them, and they are happy. So that proves that, the brand have to get some things right in order to be able to get the right staff. And I remember what you said. You said you only employ people who want to work with you. So you always look out for that. You've given us a lot of wisdom today. Thank you very much, Mr. Micheal. I have to let you go. Let me see if there's any other question before I let you
Thank
go.
you very much.
You're welcome. It's been a very interesting session.
While you're looking for questions there, I'll share one thing with you, is that we've brought in a policy in all of our stores that if you don't wear a face mask, you can't come into the store. So I really want everybody to really get behind that as a policy going across all businesses. We've had a few people complain in our stores, and we had one lady who left our business on I think it was on Sunday night. She stormed out very unhappy. Yesterday she came back with a face mask on, very happy, and understood that we've got to protect our team. We've got to make sure our team is safe, and by wearing a face mask in our stores, you're protecting our team, and that's to us.
Great. So one last question quickly, because we're running out of time. Jovrik is asking how you help your staff manage emotional labor stress.
So say that again. You're cutting out a little bit on that.
Oh, sorry. He's asking how you help your staff manage emotional labor stress. I don't even know what he means by that.
So one of the things we have, it's a good question. One of the things we have is we have a really strong HR department. Dami, who is our HR manager, is fantastic. She's grown up in the business and has taken over as our HR manager this year, and has a really strong understanding of our staff's work and their training they've been through and their needs. And the one thing our culture is treat people the way you want to be treated. So when our staff raise something with us, we're listening. We're not just talking, and it's not about us talking and them listening. It's about them talking, our staff, our team talking to us, telling us what the issue is, and then we listen. We have a whistleblowing policy that if anybody has any at store, at anywhere in our business, they can call us at any time. We've got a third-party company who's looking over that, and they see everything and make sure that everybody is handled properly. And we take it very seriously. If somebody's got something to say, then we want to hear it, and we want to be able to work with our team. That's part of keeping your team, making sure that everybody is happy.
All right,
it doesn't mean that we're always going to agree, but we'll listen.
Yeah, at least you listen. Well, so I hope that answers your question, Jovrik. Yeah. So emotionally, they are available to their staff. They listen, and they make sure that if anybody has something to say, there is somebody to listen. And something very important you said, you have a third-party company that handles that, and that's actually very interesting, because sometimes you can be so swamped with work, so you need an outsider to look into some things for you. That's great, Mr. Micheal. Thank you. We really enjoyed it. People are going to win pizzas today, and I'm going to encourage them to tell us what they think about the new recipe, because when I spoke with your team, they said they're going to give out 10 pizzas to about 10 people, and it's going to be the new recipe, so they can tell us what they think about it. So I'm also very excited. I'm waiting patiently. I want to know what this new local spice is, right? So guys, if you have been following us, I am going to choose, out of all the people that commented, I'm going to choose 10 of the most active people, and they are going to get a message from me, and they are going to go to any Domino's pizza close to them and get the new pizza from the 20th. Okay, so thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Micheal. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you very much for having me today. Cheers.
You are welcome. Bye.